I'm kimera eriasaf, and this is my project that I'm gonna be presenting. Starting with explaining the problem is fake news. It's what I'm working on, and it's a classical texting classification problem. Fake news can mean false information or misleading information, but it appears as real news, and it aims to deceive or mislead people. It can come in many different forms. For example, as clickbait. I told you in my previous slides that clickbait can mean something that when it's posted on Facebook or it's on WhatsApp or Instagram, like it invites many clicks, like many people would want to click on it to see what's behind that thing. So that's what clickbait is all about. And disinformation, like disinformation can mean malicious intention to mislead the public, and that's all. Uh, when we talk of the environment that my project will be working on, before you can start explaining, you need to understand what AI environment is. An AI environment can just mean the surrounding of the agent. The surrounding of the agent. Remember, an agent can be that like for me, it's the detector that I've created or the project that I've created. That's the agent. Now the environment, the things around that environment. Now that's what we call environment. Now the agent takes input from the environment through sensors and delivers the output to the environment through actuators. Now my environment, it's gonna be dynamic. Dynamic environment, it's a kind of environment, like it always keeps on changing. The information in it keeps on changing, but that environment, there is a wide variety of information we can collect from it. So that's what my project will be working on. Like, to go on explaining, it's a kind of environment. This kind of environment will allow us to get different kinds of news articles from different sites, for example social media, websites, because the information contained here is ever changing, and it has everything. It has a huge information in it. AI agent. An agent is anything that can be viewed as perceiving its environment through sensors and acting upon that environment through actuators. And sensors act as inputs and actuators act as output. Like for my project, I think the agents that I have a software, like the kind of software, it's one I'm going to use to design my model. And people can be sources for collecting my information. Like for example, I can collect it from social media, websites, or public. And going on to explain, to give a definition about the dataset that I'm going to use. The dataset that I'm going to use, it's called the fake and real news dataset. And explaining it, this dataset I picked it from Cargo, and it will be processed using NLP. NLP can mean natural language processing techniques, and translated into supervised model features. And this model will classify a given news article either as fake or real. And it includes those numbers of articles, and they are they are they and it includes both some are true and others are fake. And the true articles are extracted from trusted sources, trusted online sources such as CNN, Reuters, New York Times, and various others. While the fake ones are extracted from untrusted websites, and the domains covered include sports, entertainment, and politics. And how are we gonna be using the informed search into our project? And informed search, before you can begin explaining, informed search can be like using algorithms which have information on the goal state, and it helps in more efficient searching, and this information is obtained by a function that estimates how close the state is to the goal. And going on to explain, the data that I will be using in my work is collected from the internet and contains news articles from various domains, and it covers most of the information rather than specifically classifying, let's say, political news or social news or economical, but it covers everything, whether it's political, whether it's economical, whether it's social. And my proposed framework exploits the information from the news articles and the social context to detect fake news. And that's it for informed. For uninformed, how are we gonna use uninformed search to be applied in my project? Like, uninformed search algorithms have no additional information on the goal node other than the one provided in the problem definition. Like, this uninformed, it's mainly about, like, you're not informed. Like, when say I can collect a piece of information, but I give you the information, but I do not give you the person who wrote that information, when it was wrote, when it was published, all that, but I give you only specifics about that information. So it can be applied by designing an algorithm to provide only limited sources of information. For example, providing the news article but with no author's name on it, the date when it was published, and everything about that news article. Like, I just give you the news about that article. I can even give you the title, but I don't give you the news explaining that title. That's it. Accountability can refer to the expectations that organizations or individuals will ensure the improper function through their life cycle of the AI systems they are designing, developing, operating, and deploying, in accordance with their roles and applicable regulatory frameworks, and for demonstrating this through their actions and decision-making processes. For example, by providing documentation on key decisions throughout the AI system lifecycle, or conducting or allowing. Like, this AI accountability, it can mean that things that I have to take responsibility of when making my module or my AI detector. So that's AI accountability means. Thank you. And how am I going to apply accountability in my project? Like, I can look for qualified article authors. Like, I only, like, let's say, to keep my thing accountable, like, I have to look for only qualified authors. So I have to only collect articles from qualified authors. I can do that. Like, when someone gets to use that article, knows that this person, when this person writes this article, that means that this thing is true, and people can base on that. I can also use accountable sources, like usually sign their stories and take personal responsibility of the content. Like, there are people who publish their stories and they mainly take accountability. Like, if you come out and say this thing is fake, it's not right, like, they can come out and defend their thing. Like, I can also use articles that have bylines. Like, bylines can mean the names of the authors, and it can be an individual or group of individuals that take personal responsibility for the accuracy of their information in the article. And lack of bylines is a red flag indicating suspect content. And I can also provide a thing for searching the author's name. Like, if there is any linked profile or some other form of biography information, I can provide that to the article. So when people find the article, they read the information about it and the authors who wrote it, and they can understand. And these are the relevant references of my work. Thank you. I still remain Chimela Eriasaf. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the notification button in case I post something new. You get notified. Thank you.